Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. My name is Salom Adonu. Tonight I'm here with
Akosia Oche.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes.
9 days from today, I am certain of two outcomes. Ghana will win and peace will reign.
The signing of this pact, though well-intentioned, could amount to nothing if it is not followed by concrete actions to guarantee the peace by the stakeholders and government.
Now, presidential candidates of all 12 political parties signed the Peace Pact, the National Peace Pact, committing to a peaceful electoral process. Question is, what next? Also coming up,
the EC, once again, must give unfettered access to the media, to all the levels of voting and collation of ballots.
the coalition of media organizations and unions weigh in heavily on the Electoral Commission to rescind its decision on restricting media access to collation centers during the December poll. And later, we will take you on the campaign trail as political parties intensify their campaigns in the lead up to the general election. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News and in business.
Businesses clamor for monetary policy rate reduction to tame high lending and production costs.
There is more business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citinewsroom.com. In the Upper West region, this is Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli, Jirapa 96.1 FM. Also in the Upper East region, this is Rekas 92.1 FM at Bongo, Namu. In the Northern region, North Star Radio 92.1 FM at Tamale, Northeast Radio, Nobia, Northeast region, Nobia FM 98.1 at Narilugu. Also in the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Shanti region, Focus 94.3 FM at the KNUST campus in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Sela Radio 97.1 FM at Dabala, Holy FM 98.5 FM at Aflao, and in the Savannah region, this is Kasha 99.5 FM in Domongo. Eyewitness News is live and interactive, and your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549986996. You can follow me on Twitter at Salom Adonu, and the hashtag, as always, is Citi Newsroom. Akosia gives us our very first story.
Now, the presidential candidates of the various political parties have signed a peace pact in the lead up to the December 7 elections. Well, the agreement seeks to commit the candidates to ensuring peace before, during, and after the election. On speaking during the signing of the fourth presidential election peace pact held in Accra, the NPP's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, underscored the necessity for political parties to uphold democratic principles, asserting that Ghana has consistently demonstrated its commitment to ensuring peace.
As we acknowledge the efforts of others, we must also endeavor to contribute our due. That is why the signing of the 2024 Presidential Peace Pact is profoundly significant. Every general election in Ghana since 1992 has had its own dynamics, and the stakes are always high, but we have never turned our backs on democracy, because that is the path we have chosen for ourselves, and it is the right way to go. Admittedly, democracy goes beyond periodic elections. However, in relatively young democracies like ours, every election presents an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment to the Constitution and the rule of law. So far, each time we head to the polls, we have passed the test. We have shown that it is possible to rise above our differences and unite for the sake of our country. As we head into the December 2024 polls, the 9th presidential election in Ghana, 9 days from today, I am certain of two outcomes. Ghana will win and peace will reign. We have been here before and can prove again that Ghana is a shining example of a resilient democracy. As we approach the home stretch for the elections 2024, my plea to everybody involved in the electioneering process, including candidates, political parties, electoral officers, voters, the media, security, and the general public, is to take responsibility for ensuring peace and harmony seriously, and to demonstrate that we are not reluctant Democrats. My hope, and that of the MPP, is that we will come out of this election stronger as a nation. We are hopeful all sides will take some positive steps to preserve the unity, peace, and stability of this country. We owe our people, particularly the teeming youth, that duty of care. Only in this way would our resolve to create better and enduring opportunities for this future and for the future generations be guaranteed. The eyes of the world are on Ghana. The world is watching, hoping Ghana will rise again to the occasion, stand tall and shine bright as the star of Africa. I am full of hope that all of us leaders and our followers will live up to the peace pact we are going to sign today. And I encourage the security services who are doing an excellent job, and the media and all stakeholders to do all they can to ensure and preserve the peace. I would like to end by emphasizing that the only reason we seek power is to use it to deliver prosperity to the people of this country. I therefore wholeheartedly pledge my commitment to working within the rules and to collaborate with all to ensure a peaceful election. I extend love to all my opponents and invite them to let us collectively show love to the people of Ghana by embracing civil and peaceful approaches during every phase of the electioneering process. Finally, I would like to share this quote from Mahatma Gandhi, and I quote, "The day the power of love overrules the love for power, the world will know peace." I stand for peace and development. Peace is possible.
You heard that from MPP's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, meanwhile, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Mahama, says refusal to punish perpetrators of violence does not inspire confidence in the signing of peace pacts. Well, according to him, the signing of the pacts must be backed by swift actions, lest it renders the signing of peace pact meaningless.
Divisive language, hate speech, and inflammatory rhetoric that can incite violence should have no place. Temperance, tolerance, understanding, and respect for one another's opinions and beliefs should be the guiding principle upon which our politics is practiced. On our part, as political leaders, we must prioritize peace and unity in our campaigns and avoid unsubstantiated allegations and focus on issue-based campaigning. We must compete on ideas and not on insults. To our security agencies, I commend you for your tireless efforts in maintaining law and order, and I urge you to remain impartial and professional in your duties, ensuring that all citizens can exercise their right to vote without fear or intimidation. To our media practitioners, I encourage you to promote balanced and accurate reporting, and we must avoid misleading the electorate by deceiving them that some parties are going to vote on one day and others are going to vote on another day. We must avoid sensationalism and speculation and focus on providing credible information that promotes peace and understanding. I also wish to commend the Electoral Commission for the cooperation we have enjoyed so far, and it is my hope that all electoral officers will conduct themselves in a manner that is impartial and neutral in order to avoid any disputes. However, it is all well and good for us to commit to peace and recite beautiful platitudes. All the efforts at building peace before, during, and after the 2024 elections would come to naught or be undermined if there is mistrust and insincerity. Mistrust is built through a mismatch between words and gaslighting on the part of those in authority. There is reason to be concerned that the signing of this pact, though well-intentioned, could amount to nothing if it is not followed by concrete actions to guarantee the peace by the stakeholders and government. Events and happenings during the last election and during the Awaso West Wogon by-election create considerable doubt about the genuineness of some of the commitments that we might make today. We all recall the appalling spectacle of mass men acting on the orders of operatives of government, shooting indiscriminately at innocent Ghanaians, going about their legitimate electoral activity during that by-election. Some of the victims of that shooting incident remain incapacitated up till now. The refusal by government to act on the recommendations of the No-Shot Committee do not inspire confidence in Ghanaians that government truly believes in peace. Again, the inaction of government in the face of the murder of 8 of our citizens during the last election casts a shadow of doubt on government's commitment to maintain the peace. How are we to believe that such killings will not reoccur during this election as well? There also remains the vexed question of the use of thugs dressed in security service uniforms to intimidate and brutalize citizens during elections. How can we tell these thugs from the professional members of the security services, especially when they carry no-name tags and they conceal their faces with facial masks, popularly called Azubu masks? I'll suggest to the IGP to instruct the arrest and detention of any such persons during the election and to be kept until the election is over. These are legitimate questions that must satisfactorily be accounted for to give true meaning to this peace pact, lest it remains just a piece of paper. We in the NDC have in the recent past expressed the above reservations, and we look forward to hearing conclusively on the steps taken to address these. In conclusion, let us all pledge to promote peace during these elections. Let us work together to create an environment that is conducive for free, fair, and peaceful elections. We owe it to ourselves, to our children and future generations to preserve the peace and stability that our dear country Ghana has enjoyed for so long.
That was flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama. Now, on the side of the Electoral Commission, well, they called on political parties to accept the results of the upcoming polls. Jane Mensah is chairperson of the commission.
In the same spirit of accountability and transparency, when in the course of printing our ballots, it was discovered that we had issues with the serialization of ballot papers from the Ahafo and the Volta regions. We promptly informed our key stakeholders, i.e. the political parties and the citizenry, and involved them in the destruction of the affected ballot papers. With the help of our media partners, we captured the entire processes leading to the destruction of the faulty ballots by burning, and brought this information to the doorstep of citizens. Today, the destruction certificates signed by the political party agents, the security agents, and the Electoral Commission staff are available on all our platforms, our website, and our social media pages for all to verify. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our application of the 3 ingredients in all our operations has contributed significantly to reducing the tensions and building confidence around the Electoral Commission's processes. As a Commission, I assure you that we will continue to apply these ingredients of transparency, responsiveness, and inclusiveness in all our activities through to the election day and beyond. On behalf of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, I pledge that my team and I will continue to conduct our activities in a way and manner that will ensure peace before, during, and long after the 2024 election. The processes we will employ on election day and in the days aftermath are robust, transparent, and inclusive. The results we will declare will reflect the will of the citizens as expressed at the polls. It is a well-known fact that elections are won or lost at the polling stations. It is at the polling stations that voters vote. It is at the polling stations that the votes are counted. It is at the polling stations that the results are documented on the pink sheets and signed by all the agents of the presidential candidates. And it is at the polling stations that the outcomes of the presidential election are announced. These are the results that will be collated at the constituency, regional, and national collation centers, and it will be in the full view of the agents of the political parties who will go on to sign the various results declaration sheets. Indeed, these are the results that we at the Electoral Commission will declare, and no other results. We therefore entreat our distinguished presidential candidates to accept the outcomes of the elections. That is the will of the people, which we will declare. At the end of the day, when the results are declared by the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Ghana should remain standing as a beacon of democracy in Africa. We each have a role to play to ensure this happens. God being our helper, we at the Electoral Commission of Ghana will do everything in our power to abide by the oath that we made to God and to the people of Ghana when we were sworn into office in 2018.
That was Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, Jane Mensah.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We've heard the major political parties, the NDC and MPP, talk, and if you listen to this on radio or on TV earlier, you'd have heard the other candidates speak as well. What do you think? You can send us your messages via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. Now, all the presidential candidates have signed the peace pact. Initially, there were some difficulties with getting all of them to sign it. Now that has been done. The way is now clear for everybody. The election is on the 7th of December. And of course, the place to be is the Election Bureau, 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television, as well as on all our socials. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll tell you more, including your messages. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hi, Aku.
Citi97.3. Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973. And Instagram at Instagram.com/Citi973. With the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back to Eyewitness News. Now, the Seventh-day Adventist Church has reiterated its position against voting in the upcoming general elections scheduled for Saturday, December 7, 2024. The SDA Church in Ghana has consistently advocated a change in the election date to avoid clashing with their day of worship. However, the Electoral Commission has maintained December 7 as official date for the national elections since 1992, citing constitutional requirements and logistical constraints. A source within the church, speaking off the record, indicated that while voting is a civic responsibility for all Ghanaians, the day conflicts with SDA's church's religious beliefs.
Now, the independent presidential candidate Nana Kwame Bediako has pledged to tackle the mass migration of health workers through an industrialization agenda. While speaking to nursing and midwifery trainees at the Nursing and Midwifery Training College in Hoho in the Volta region, he pledged to create abundant job opportunities and improve incomes for health workers.
Are you all training to be nurses? Oh my gosh, I have to build a lot of hospitals. But I want you to at least guarantee me one thing. That if we work so hard to become the next leaders of this country and the next generational leaders, you women are not going to leave me to go outside. The value of a woman in this country is dear to my heart, and I'm here to advocate for you women. I want you to become entrepreneurs. I want you to become leaders. And on that note, I want to remind you that your thumb is your hidden power. We are going to use this thumb to move the people who have not cared about us, the people who have not been worried about us, the people who don't know how to take us to the destiny of our future.
That was independent presidential candidate Nana Kwame Bediako.
Now, the media coalition comprising the Ghana Journalists Association, the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, the Private Newspaper Publishers Association of Ghana, and the Media Foundation for West Africa has called on the Electoral Commission to ensure unrestricted media access to coalition centers during the December 7 elections. The coalition announced that it plans to submit a formal proposal to the EC following consultations with the electoral body. Addressing a press conference, the president of the GJA, Albert Jumfo, noted that limiting media access could compromise the integrity of the elections. The president of the GJA, Albert Jumfo, joins me on the line for more details on this particular one. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. First off, did the EC consult you or any of your allied bodies before coming up with the directive not to allow unrestricted access to the media at the coalition centers?
Thank you, my brother, and greetings to your cherished listeners, and also kudos to Citi and Channel for good job done. I think you are all contributing to the growth of the media, and I want to commend you for doing a job. I think let me say that the EC, before the circular came out, has not engaged the media coalition, either they engaged the GJA or GIBA or any of us on the decision. In fact, we also got the shock of our life when the memo got to us. In fact, this was a leaked internal memo which was actually forwarded to me by one of my regional chairs. And about, I think, 3-4 days ago, when I received it quickly, I needed to, fact check to be sure, to at least authenticate the document and to be sure if truly it is from the EC's headquarters or EC's office. And so I took my time. And in the morning, I think I received it in the evening. So the next morning, I started receiving calls on this matter. Quickly, I reached out to the commissioner herself, and then I also touched base to other commissioners and drawing their attention to the memo. And quickly, in fact, as soon as I mentioned it, it was like they were already in a known. So they started giving me their grounds for that. I quickly told them, no, I don't think, from where I sit and what I'm saying, I don't think this will really stand. This will work. I told them I registered our concerns and also disclosed about the whole thing and said that, look, if we talk about credibility, if we talk about transparency, if we talk about fairness and all that, the only the key stakeholder, the only medium that can ensure all this we are talking about is the media, and not observers, not party agents or whatsoever, because the media represent the eyes, the ears, and the mouth of the people. And so if we are there and we are representing the citizens who are casting the vote, and we are communicating and reporting, informing the citizens about whatever is transparent, I don't think the observers or party agents communicate to the masses or to the citizens. And so I made it aware. And in fact, as they indicated and they alluded to in the statement they issued yesterday, they showed that they were listening institution, listening body as indicated, because quickly the commissioner told me, Mr. President, Albert, you know what? Okay, you guys should put a proposal and then forward it to me for consideration. I said, okay. So later in the evening, my colleague and brother Cecil reached out and said, what is happening? I've also heard the news. We've also picked the rumors. And I said, okay, this is where we have gotten to. So together we engaged the EC. We had a Zoom meeting, and that was how they came out with their statement yesterday. After yesterday, we have met with them, as we indicated at a press conference, and in the meeting, in fact, we made it very clear that the media must be given unfettered access to all the coalition center. they raised a number of issues. They made their concerns known. They raised some challenges. Even though we agree with them, we told them, as for us, we represent a constituency. We represent fraternity, and for that matter, we goes by the interest or by the expectations of our people. And so, as much as we may side with you on some of the issues raised, we still stand by the fact that we advise them to rather try to put measures in place at the convention centers to curb any unforeseen outcome. But to restrict the media access will not be in the best interest of transparency. It's not be in the best interest of accountability and access to information, which is always a major partnership essential for this election. And so we also indicated that it will go a long way to also weaken the strong steps being taken to trample upon misinformation and disinformation. We are fighting misinformation. We are fighting disinformation. We are always preaching professionalism and all that. And so the media will only give what they have. If they don't have, what would they give? If I'm not informed, how can I inform others? And so I only inform when I am informed. And so if you don't give me access to get to know, you don't expect Citi FM or Channel 1 TV to pick their figures from a sister station. How would they know whether the figures they are putting there is credible or is factual? Or let me put it that way. And again, if we are to go by that limitation, I have asked the question and I asked her, what will be the modalities of selection? What modalities? How are we going to select? How do we select the media houses and who do we leave out? And so these are issues that have come out. We still stand by that. In fact, at the end of the day, we expect the UT to provide and improve mechanisms to facilitate the work of the media at all the levels of voting and collation of ballots, from the constituency collation center, the regional collation center, and the national collation center. We have also advised the media to rather put mechanisms in place to make sure that at least if you are saying that the spaces or whatever you are talking about, the spaces earmarked for the collation is not big enough. Come on, that's not a problem. We have said that, okay, leave the media, leave them. At the end of the day, there's something called FIFO, first in, first out. So whoever is there at a time, they are going to declare, which are those available. Once they enter, the place is full. I don't think that anybody will come and fault you and say that you didn't give the person access. If there's no space, there's no space. This is exactly what we are saying. And for that matter, we do say that because the place is very limited, okay, let's select. How are we going to select? Am I going to choose Citi and leave Station B? It is going to be difficult. So they've asked us, at the end of the day, the meeting agreed that we are supposed to present a proposal. That was the final engagement we had last evening, that is yesterday evening, that we're going to, the leadership of the GJ and GIBA supposed to present a proposal to the way forward. But we still stand by the fact that the media must be given unfettered access, and that this is access to information. And anything that hinders information is an affront to what? To press freedom.
So what's going to be in that proposal? When is that proposal going to be put together, and when are you going to submit that proposal to the EC for action?
As I indicated, one, our position has been made clear. It has also been made clear to the Commission. We are just to meet and then polish them, because at the end of the day, like you said, at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that at least the media partake in the election, and the media also get access to all the collation centers and also be part of the election every step on the way. And so what we are going to do is that we are going to look at whatever we have put before them during the meeting, and that's exactly how we are going to present our case. And so for now, I would say that we shouldn't jump the gun. I hope that by tomorrow, before close of business tomorrow, we would have come out with a very fine proposal that will actually cover every media, or should I say, which will be fit the expectation of our media, because we are part of it. This is our fraternity. This is our constituency. We speak your language. We know what the media want. In fact, when the issue came, I know the number of calls I've received. I know the number of. In fact, we are consulting our key stakeholders. We are consulting veterans. We are consulting other key personalities in the fraternity, and to make sure that at least whatever we put there is something that we can stand by and we can defend, and we make sure that at least we have the interest of the media at stake in whatever proposal we put before the EC.
I see. Thanks so much for that. But on a different issue, not so different an issue, but you are president. I'm sure you've seen a few of of our colleagues cross the line in terms of the information they put out, disinformation, etc. I mean, you have the opportunity. Speak to us and help guide us ahead of the election in terms of what we put out.
So we have been commending the media for a good job done so far, and but then we've also been encouraging the media to uphold professionalism and standard at all times. Because see, we owe the godly responsibility to guard the peace we are enjoying as a nation. Please, God, without peace, when there's conflict, you wouldn't have the opportunity, the time to drive from your home to go to Citi and to even be moderating the Eyewitness news. We need peace to be able to actually survive as a country. Where we all know that when we look at the sub-region, all the countries around us, if Ghana is going into chaos, where do we go? We don't have anywhere to go. And so the media, we need to decide our work dutifully and professionally. And that is the more reason why we will also make sure that we fight against anybody who becomes an impediment on our way in this era of information, access to information, where there should be constant flow of information. Because if the media gets access to the right information, I think this will curb misinformation and disinformation. Because misinformation and disinformation is on the high and increase due to speculations, due to our inability to have access to the right information. We are training our people. I think just yesterday and Tuesday we have the collaboration, in fact, with the same Electoral Commission. In fact, they funded a 2-day training nationwide. We did a northern zone training in Kumasi. We trained 40 journalists, and the southern zone we trained 40, making 80 journalists on fact-checking, on electoral guidelines to electoral reporting, safety and security of journalists, and all that. And so we know that the media is listening. The media, we are preparing ourselves. We are trying every whatever we can do to get this information. That's why we have condemned some recklessness from some media personalities like Oyeneba and that is Untumi, FMTV, and so forth. We have also in any ways also condemned attack on some media institutions. And so we are promoting and championing professionalism to make sure that the media decides its work credibly, and make sure that we set the standard and we don't go down the belt. And so we are well prepared. Let me put it that way. We are well prepared. As we preach, we can't preach virtues and practice the vice. We preach virtues and make sure that we also put our home in order, our house in order, and to ensure that we do the needful and we discharge our duty professionally.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Jumfo. Thanks so much for speaking to us this evening. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. A number of your messages have come through here on 05499-86996. Ata Papa in Kofuria says, all that we need is practical peace, not speech peace. We have no other country than Ghana. Alasan Hamdan from Nyonyini South said the signing of a peace pact going into the 2024 election is meaningless when the fundamental issues undermining free and fair elections remain unaddressed. This one from Hamza from Takrady says, even if John Mohammed's name is not on the ballot, we will still draw him and vote for him. Ghana can't afford an administration of this cruel government. governance yet again, you said. This one from Prosper Domenyo from Dakuma and Accra says, actions speak louder than words. This National Peace Pact looked too artificial and not well organized. Let us be real for once and do what is necessary. Abutia Teti, Mausi IB Aista from Abutia Teti in the Volta region says, His Excellency John Mahama makes a valid point. Signing peace pact is merely symbolic if there are no repercussions for violations. Concrete actions are necessary to deter potential disruptors and uphold the peace. Enforcing consequences for those who breach the agreement is crucial for maintaining stability and ensuring that the peace pact holds real value and significance. We'll take a short break, return with more. Okay, let me just read this one from General Otega. It says, peace is a function and byproduct of fairness, equity, and justice in society. Certainly, it's not a commodity to be assessed on a shelf. If the supposed arbiter involved members of one side, what process and outcome do we expect in achieving the peace we crave? We must get our priorities right. Good evening, Salom. This one says, we signed the same agreement for the 2020 elections. What happened? The once touted human rights activists under whose regime 8 innocent Ghanaians were gunned down still pretends to be as if nothing has happened or everything is okay. Posterity is the best judge. Seriously, Ghanaians are not angry. None of this Jones Aduboy in La. I take a short break, return with more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.